Hello, and welcome back to the MCYT Metazine. I'm Fallguy, here with Cogmented, whose piece accompanies Will's essay on lying through editing. So, to get started, I just want to ask people, when you saw the list of prompts that the analysts had proposed for this zine, what drew you to this piece in particular?
Yeah, as a lifestyle fan primarily, I was really into the difference between videos and streams. It's present on other SMPs too, which is something I found out from more so from Will, but it's less visible than in lifestyle's competitive setting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also probably would have picked up a lifesteal piece. I think there's a lot to be analyzed there. What would you most like people to take away from your piece?
Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Yeah, it's
And you
mostly
know what? That's good advice.
yeah.
What are you proudest of in this piece?
I really like all the difference, like the sense of depth here. It was hard. I haven't really done depth pieces before, aside from landscape, so this was new to me. But I really enjoyed how it came out.
And I think your perspective is really good as well, with like the difference in size between characters. It helps with the depth, yeah. Is there anything from this piece that you'll be taking with you into the future?
I think so. I really enjoyed playing with values of colors more so here, and the inclusion of more ground pieces that draw attention rather than something far off. Yeah, that's probably what I'll be taking.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the colors that you've used. I think they play well with each other.
Thank you.
Is there anything else from the creative process that you'd like to share? Are there any details that you'd like to point out?
Yes, the the spotlight continues downwards without the color, using the tape line and then Vitalis' ear and body to further the triangle. I really like doing that. I wondered if anyone would notice that.
Yeah, and like even down to Vitalis' sleeve, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, in general, just not necessarily for this piece, what is your favorite aspect of your art style?
Like, I like the freedom that I get from just trying everything I possibly can. Just I really like the messiness and the carefree feeling that I can draw with.
Yeah, I think that definitely comes through. And obviously, art styles are always changing. But yeah, I do like what you do with the flow of your pieces, I think works really well. So, your piece draws on a variety of visual mediums film, theater, not only the performance, but the backstage aspect as well. I especially love the connection you've made when adding a surveillance camera, because in a way, isn't that what streams are? They're a sort of peek behind the curtain, a look into some private moments sometimes. How did you connect those dots between the performance and the surveillance aspect?
Yeah, lifesteal in particular is really all about being observed from different angles by a lot of people and almost constantly if you're a streamer. But in this piece in particular, it was the surveillance cameras and the curtains in this regard because there's always something going on further behind the scenes that the cameras just can't quite pick up. The security cameras came especially just by the more integrated viewer aspect that a lot of SMPs don't really have.
Yeah, and I really do like drawing on the idea of surveillance, especially for lifesteal, like you said. There's a lot of extra editing that happens for lifesteal that maybe isn't as prominent in a lot of other SMPs. So, you play a lot with scale, and like balance in your piece. Would you explain to me why you've chosen the scale? It's such a central and prominent object, but how does it interact with the themes of performance art and observation that you've built up around it?
Yeah, the whole piece is about viewing and being viewed, and that concept itself isn't really a moral act. That's why I kind of designed it to be more realistic than the rest of the piece, because it is only the viewer's problem at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. There are a lot of things that I think are mainly the viewer's problem that really don't occur in the source material.
Yeah, morality was just something so explicitly viewer that I just felt it had to be realistic.
Yeah, as it should be. And I like the style, the realistic style that you've gone with. I think it works very well. It looks great.
Thank you.
So I'm curious why you've chosen these particular characters. Was there a conversation with the analyst, Will, or were you drawing directly from the essay or even your own conclusions?
Oh yeah, I talked with Will pretty often. We debated. There's Tommy about the studio lights that I debated switching with Quackity at some point, just because in this regard with Tommy himself, it was the sanitization of his content and his videos, like outside of his live streams. And we had similar thoughts on like the Life series in particular with Korean, but that could have been with a whole assortment of characters. Green was just I'm not quite familiar with Life series, so that's just who I knew. And Vitality was chosen, as mentioned, with the hiding behind the curtain kind of thing. He did especially in season 4 of Lifesteal, where the security viewers can't always be around, but there's always a present. And I felt he was deeply, deeply central to just the concept of the piece itself.
Yeah, I do love Vitality for this piece because his method of storytelling on Lifesteal is very unique, and there's definitely a lot of things that are omitted even up until the very end.
Oh, yeah.
So, regarding your art style, you mentioned earlier you're not really sure what it is. I imagine you've been experimenting a lot with that, and recently I've seen that you've been venturing into a sort of messier, more abstract style without line art, and it's definitely working for you. Did anything specific spark that change?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I got really sick with something that made my hands not work very well. And so developing a scratchier, kind of more abstract style was my best option for working around it. And I found out I really liked how it looked. I got like a particular set of brushes and I was just like, wow, this lineless thing really does work.
I mean, any kind of hand injury is sort of devastating for an artist, I know, but it looks like you've leaned into it really well.
Thank you.
And of course we can see it here on the curtains too. You've blended it with more clean style that's generally in the center, but I like the mashup and the contrast here.
I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, it looks really fun. Well, that's all of the questions that I had lined up for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or any questions that you have for me?
I don't believe so.
All right, sounds good. Well, in that case, thank you very much for your time, for answering these, and of course for your piece. I love it.
Thanks for the interview.
You can check out this piece and all the other pieces for the MCYT magazine when it releases. See you then!